So I just had a really weird dream where I was playing some sort of role-playing game or game with costumes where I'm running around in a fake mall with a bunch of people, and there's all these little mini games within this game. So the game starts off outside of the mall, and outside of the mall there's a wooden fort, like a child's fort, and we have to defend that fort. There's people called the police that are part of our team that defend the fort, that keep a certain amount of people from the other team from entering the fort. If too many people from the other team enter that fort, we're going to lose. So at the beginning of each round, our team builds a door and then sets charges on the door, and the round starts when we decide to blow up the door. We blow up the door and we breach, and then we go into the doorway, and that happens every single round. It's actually really dangerous. The people who are close to the door wear these big pads on them, going to make them run around real slow, but it's worth it because you get to blow up a door. So we blow up the door and we go throughout the rest of the mall, and right off the bat, as I was running through the mall, I found a bunch of people, like 3 people, and and I go to hit them with a pool noodle. I have a pool noodle on me because we're like doing some sort of LARPing thing, and I hit them with a pool noodle. I hit one guy a bunch of times, and he didn't do anything. Like, he didn't really care. I went back to one of my teammates and I was like, how do I eliminate the other team? And he said, oh, you have to touch them with an orange paper clip. So I got a paper clip out of my pocket and I started touching people with the paper clip. You just kind of poke them with it once and it eliminates them. But if they see me before I do that and they're able to describe my appearance, then I lose. I get eliminated. And we're all dressed up like idiots. Like, my team is dressed up like those people on Hunger Games, the rich people with all the crazy costumes and stuff. I had like a gray large mustache on and this cape thing, and it was very flamboyant. We were on the flamboyant team that blows up doors, and the other team was dressed up like Vulcans with a straight haircut and just a solid color t-shirt, usually a lighter color, and they just looked like idiots. And much of the mall was destructible, like we could blow stuff up to cause distractions and stuff, and there was remote controlled tanks. I don't even know if they shot anything. They were just there being a nuisance to the other team. Like, we had a tank in the middle of the mall, and it was destructible to an extent that there's these odd cheap things that we can blow up in the mall, and we can blow down certain doors, like kind of like in a video game where you can destruct certain parts of the map. I know a lot of earlier video games were like that, but I think the more serious games these days have like fully destructible environments, or at least a lot of the serious ones. I recall one of the mini games within this game, other than the paperclip touching thing, was that the other team shrunk into midgets kinda, but they were still really fast, and they greased up with some sort of lubricant, and we had like syrup on us. We had to lubricate with syrup, and they had like some other sort of lubricant that was more watery. And the idea was that we had to catch them, grab them, and pin them on the ground. They had to be at least on their knees for 3 seconds, and that would eliminate their team. And a lot of the opposition was standing on top of a large pipe. They were all just lined up there because we didn't know how to get up there. Well, at least I didn't. And we were trying to find a way to get up there and knock them down and then pin them on the ground. And I forgot to mention that I accidentally was on the other team. Like, I was at their spawn point in one of the rounds, and their spawn point was inside the mall on a bunch of escalators, like an array of escalators that weren't moving at the time. And then when they started to move, then the round would start, or when they heard the explosion from the other side. Then there was a mini game where Me and my team were in some sort of SWAT van, and we entered this courtyard with the SWAT van, and there was the enemy team in the windows of the surrounding building, and we had to snipe from various things in the courtyard and from within our truck. And I was trying to get out of the truck, but I couldn't because one of my teammates was laying down across the door, the only exit outside of the truck. There was an exit outside the back. There was actually a side door, and my teammate was just lying down in front of it, and it kept tripping over him whenever I tried to get out because it's pretty claustrophobic. And then I just decided to chill in there, and I sniped some dude in one of the windows, and it happened to be one of my teammates, and he got a bit angry and retaliated, started shooting at me. So I threw a grenade into the window, and he started dancing around for a good 2 minutes, and the grenade didn't blow up. And that is the end of that dream. See you next time.